my platinum blonde lavender, which hasn't been that variegated this year, but normally when it comes to the leaves, you've got light on the outside, dark on the inside. You can just about see here. Now, it's the time of year, September, when all the flowering is finished, that they need a prune to get rid of the dead and to make room for what is to come. So one thing with lavender is it's very woody. Now the key is don't cut into the wood, but what I have found is when you see little bits like this, go the next node up from that. Cut. That way new growth is going to come in. So let's find another easy accessible one for you. So I've got this particular one, which is quite a fair bit, but there's the first bit of new. If I go one up from that, it goes to that one, but that's quite a substantial new, so I will cut just above that one. So if it's a little one like this, go one up. So with this particular one, it's still part of the same thing, but there's the first, there's the second, take the second. If you've got a piece that has new growth nowhere to be found, then literally cut about an inch above the wood. And you keep on going with every bit of lavender you can. And then when it comes to the dead stuff, like this, cut it off completely, make room for the good. So there's been a lot of storm damage with my lavenders this year. So there's a lot that's pretty dead down here and rotted because of a lot of water. So I've got to get rid of a lot of this, but there's a lot of green at the top. So it's being diligent, persistent, on top of, and you just keep going and trim it back as far as you can. And not to worry, because when it comes to the new year and new growth, it'll all be back with vengeance. So don't worry about going too far back. You cannot go too far back unless you've got all this green here and you end up cutting down here, then you've lost it all. So just be careful, but when you get going, you get going. And I'll show you what it looks like when I've finished this one. I'm saying that this is done. It was a little bit difficult when I found that in the way. See him? But all the dead has gone from here. What we have left is 1, 2, or a maximum of 3 nodes up from the newest growth, and it's cleared all of that, and I now have a nice mound of lavender to put into the incinerator, and only a few more lavenders left. Exactly the same, Wind ravaged it pretty badly. There are still a few flowers on, but not very many. There's plenty of lavender about. Bees to grab some. So time to prune. So again, find the new growth. You see that? I'm going to go one up from that and take it. It's quite a bit of stuff here that can actually come off. There's a lot of tiny little new growths. So I'm going to go first pop a node up. And again, and you just keep going until you've done a lot. So I'm going to get on with this. Oh good. So you can see the difference. Everything here was on there. I haven't cut it all the way back, but all of this was covered, taken a lot of height off. Now you can see there's quite a bit of flowering still here. There are still a few bees on it, but I'm going to let this go to seed because I harvest the seeds. So as this isn't seedable. There's no seeds in there yet because it's still green, they're still forming. What you need is, let me show you a different lavender. Okay, so this one, that has gone to seed. That's harvestable. They're harvestable. That's not. That is. That's not. So when I cut back, I try my darndest to keep some for seed harvest, and the rest of it all gets trimmed. And we have a butterfly. I don't think I'm going to be able to get there in time. Let's see. It's probably going to fly away. Interesting plant. Oh, it flew. Oh, it's back. There we go. And this is why I do my garden. For pollinators. It's looking a little dishevelled. But it's enjoying.